Disclaimer, copyrights enforced. The following is based on true events, facts, fiction, second-party observations, nonsense, hearsay, bullshit. You be the judge. One thing we guarantee is 100% pure entertainment. All names, places, persons, and things, etc. have been changed for privacy issues. This show is R-rated, may contain obscene language, nudity, not for persons under 18. Please listen responsibly. I'm ready, bros. I'm ready. Welcome, Blowhard Talk Hard here with Julian as co-hosts.
Reimer here.
And Sabrina.
And we got our two good guests, new new friends of the show.
Kevin
and
Rob.
Kevin and Rob come to us from their establishment, Hi-Class Cannabis. Look out. It's obviously, what's the store called? What's it about?
It's
you sell grass?
Legal recreational cannabis store, fully authorized.
Fully authorized legal cannabis, or should I call it grass?
It's all the same.
I'm uneducated. Weed.
I mean, I don't know if it's education. I think you might just be showing your age.
Fuck yeah.
Grass, weed.
What do you think? Okay, so how long you guys been there? Like, what's the deal? Who wants to give us a little info on the store before we start asking all these questions?
All right. Well, first of all, thanks for having us.
You're more than.
Yeah.
It's our pleasure.
Appreciate that. So we've been there for about 5 months now. We were really early on in the second part of the government process, which was after the lottery. They started allowing people from the public to apply for stores. And we were, I think, around the 35th or 40th store open in Ontario.
So you actually picked the lottery like in sports, hockey, that you got a lottery pick?
No, so the lottery was for about the first, I think, 20 stores or so. There was a lottery process, and then people were getting really pissed off about it. So then the government opened applications to the public, and basically at midnight one day the applications were open, and we had our application in by 12:01. So
Gotcha.
that's why we kind of got in pretty early.
And you won
There
out
you
of how
go.
many entries?
No, just it was first come first serve.
First come, first serve.
When they opened it to the public, that was strictly first come first serve.
You're the only one
Wow.
that didn't wake and bake that day.
Right.
So you got it right on.
So how many people applied, do you think, if you were to guess, or you wouldn't even know that?
Well, they had some numbers on this article that we read maybe like a month into opening, saying that there were currently 900 applications.
Wow.
But that was before COVID got really serious. I would guess right now there's probably somewhere around like 3,000.
Wow.
3,000. That's
I
how
would
many
guess.
applicants there are, or is that how many dispensaries?
Applicants.
Right. And what is this dispensary market like? Like how many stores are there out there?
They
They're more
last
than
month they
Walmart's.
passed 100. Last month Ontario just passed 100 open stores, and now they're authorizing 40 a week starting, I think, in November.
week?
So
40
now
a
they're going to be
week?
going a lot.
40
Who's
a week. It's not 40.
going to
40
get
a
this
month.
high, man?
It's
Who's going to
40
get
a
high?
month.
It's 40 a month.
There's like
Sorry.
140 dispensaries right now.
Even 40 a month, Kevin. That's a lot, no?
It's a little irrational, but I mean,
How many McDonald's are in Toronto?
you walk down the street, how many restaurants are there? How many corner stores are there?
But they're not all
It's the
selling
other side
same
of the
product.
argument.
That's the
I
issue.
agree with you. I'm just telling you the like devil's advocate
Hey.
side.
But that's not all,
Peace. Gotcha.
that's not all here in Toronto, though.
Yeah, today's
No,
a chill day.
Ontario.
Ontario.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a pretty.
So that's
If
really
there's
not a lot.
100 in Ontario, I feel like 80 of them are in
That's
Toronto.
exactly
They're
the way-
fucking
80
everywhere.
Yeah, they're taking their time out for the country locations for sure. They're going slower with those, it seems like.
Now that you got this lotto spot, do you have to have only one location, or could you say, hey, we're doing well, later on you will move into a small town? Can you do that?
Yeah, our license allows us to open 10 stores.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's great.
Anywhere that you want.
Yes,
In Ontario.
In Ontario. And then it's like on a scale, every year it goes up. So next year we're allowed to have 30 stores, then 50, then 100. And I guess that's their way of controlling like the really big stores from
There's
just
going to be a
opening.
lot of fucking high people in this city, man.
There's going to
There
be
already
Ontario.
are.
right?
There's only 450 LCBOs in all of Ontario, to put that into perspective. So
Yeah.
There's going to be
Yeah.
it's going to be littered. It's
at
going to be
least.
like Amsterdam.
Yeah, we're just going to be walking
Yeah.
around like looking at the sky. Hey, man, what's going on, man? Hey, dude.
Honestly, if you guys have a second later, honestly, go on, search up on Google proposed cannabis store locations, and
Yeah.
you can open this map. and it shows you little green dots for the stores that are
There-
open and gray for the ones that aren't.
My buddy had a thing with maps, weed maps. I think that's illegal though.
Right.
Those guys are like, they go on bikes or cars and they just come and meet you at the corner.
Yeah, they're transitioning.
Why am I
now
always
to
so
legal.
shady all the fucking time? But that's true, right? I don't know, maybe you guys don't know, but I know he got it. The guy met us in the strip joint parking lot.
Of
Oh, yeah.
course.
Yeah.
The office.
Like the
My
platform.
office.
He uses the platform to find someone to bring him cannabis, right?
Correct.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
transitioning over to the legal market, so they're starting to like not sign any of the illegal members anymore
Yes.
or the dealers, and we got a spot on there. But
Yeah.
So similar to how Uber will deliver you booze, it's basically like somebody will deliver you weed.
Yeah, but the
Exactly.
legal stores can't deliver. So it's it's complicated.
Also, no, I got it. Yeah, you can't profit, you can't double dip. You can only sell from your location.
That's right.
But yeah, they won't let you, like Pizza, you could take it or they'll bring it to you.
But partially because the
government.
government does delivery, and I guess they don't want to. If
They
retail,
don't want-
they
yeah,
lose
got
a lot
it.
of sales.
They don't want to lose their little cut.
Exactly.
But they're getting a cut. The
Criminals.
government's double dipping because they're already getting a cut from the taxes.
oh, it's
They're
so-
allowed to double dip. You're not, man. Where you been?
They're triple
Guys
dipping
from
on
fucking
it.
Calgary. He doesn't know
Government's
shit.
good, right, guys?
I feel something hot coming from Kevin. What you
Yeah,
got?
Kevin is gonna fuck us.
I lost my train of thought. Reimer had me all distracted in his mythical ways over there.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me ask. I'll ask you this, Kevin. When where does this where do they come from? Like, who gives you your supply? Like, is there like the government supplies it?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's so broken. The government's making 2 times, even 3 times the HST because these companies, the licensed producers, are growing their weed, then they're selling it to the government, the OCS, and they're paying taxes. Then they're selling it to us, and they're making taxes again.
Jesus.
And then we sell it back to
You
you
pay
guys.
taxes now.
And then they make a 3rd tax on top of everything. So it's just
Interesting.
it's a super corrupt system.
So this is
Good business model.
It's not really. It's
Surprise,
not.
surprise.
It's. I wouldn't call it. It's corrupt. It's like fucking. It's organized gangster shit. Like like
the government, yeah.
The government. They're the number one.
That's the biggest
Racketeers.
organized
Racket.
crime.
They're the number one
Yeah.
gangsters. They position themselves
legally
to make
racketeering.
money at all aspects.
Right. And a lot of people are questioning why they didn't do cannabis more like the LCBO, and I think the simple answer is just that they make way more money this
That's
way.
right. That's I know nothing about it, but I agree. That's the simple answer. They just cash is king, and they don't give a fuck. What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
When I was younger, I don't want to brag, but I was on probation.
Nice.
And,
Like you, man. Sabrina. Good for you.
but I was down in the States, in the Midwest, and I remember my probation officer looking at me and she goes, "You mean to tell me they don't have anything like jams over there?" And I go, "No," because I had just moved.
Jam. What's a jam?
Jams is jail alternative for Michigan services. They're basically little centers that you have to go to and either drop urine or breathalyze if you're on probation
Okay.
at random.
Okay.
So she's like, my probation officer couldn't wrap her mind around the fact that Canada wouldn't have anything like that. And she goes, "Oh, they gotta get something like jams up there. They'd make a fucking mint." And I was like, you're my probation
That's
officer, right?
hilarious.
Julie, whose last name I won't say, but I want to because it's a great alliteration. But anyway, the government just wants to make money off of us the best they can. Do you think that that's why they legalized it? Do you think they legalized
Yes.
it to make the money?
Yes.
100%.
I think we're
So they
driving the economy right now with Corona and everything. Like, who else wants to
Especially-
take a retail lease during these times except
Nobody.
the cannabis
Nobody.
shop?
Nobody, yeah. Any extra money, you're not going to go buy a suit today. Like,
Exactly.
like to go to a wedding that's not happening. Exactly.
It's recession proof.
We're just going to go buy just weed and just watch Netflix, and then Netflix will watch us, and then we'll go to bed.
I love that within a year it went from being illegal to being an essential service.
right?
Yeah, right.
Mind blowing.
I know,
Yeah.
right? Well, all right.
How did COVID hit you guys? Did it have an impact?
Good way, I would assume.
So, I mean, we weren't open really before the pandemic really started ramping up, but the one way it did really affect us is we ended up basically paying rent for an extra 2
2
months
months.
because the AGCO, they're the ones who license people, they said we are stopping everything.
Yeah, I remember. I gave up a condo for that because I didn't want to pay.
Yeah.
But you obviously wanted a future, so you kept paying.
Yeah,
So thank God it only went 2 months.
Right? We
Yeah.
were so scared. Who
You
knows
didn't
how long
know.
it could
Yeah,
go?
yeah.
There's no rent relief or anything for the business?
No,
No.
because you have to like have
Show,
you have to have had a certain amount of employees or some. There were some things that we didn't
Qualified.
red tape.
qualifications that we didn't
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, overall, what would you think? Like in the future, like is this gonna get like super crazy, even more, or do we think is it gonna slow down? Like, how many people get high? Like, Why? Whatever happened to the drug dealer on the corner? Like, is that guy? Is he done?
Yeah, the mom and pop.
Like all of a sudden, why do people all of a sudden go to all these stores, but before they never smoked?
The drug dealer's always late.
No, but seriously,
Yeah, I'll
there's
give that
so
a
many
ding-ding.
people who never smoked. They never smoked, but all of a sudden they're smoking or they're buying, I don't know, candies and getting high when 2 years ago they were afraid to.
A lot of our demographic at our store is like 40-years old and plus who would
100%.
never touch illegal product ever, and now they're like weed nerds.
The government
love
sort
it.
of like with
Gave
the
them a
weed-
pass.
Yeah, they're like, oh, this must be okay then, and it's like, what? It's,
That's my logic. I think that's what
Yeah.
you're right. Because at the end of the day, you figure, I didn't smoke for 30 years. All of a sudden, I'm a fucking regular at the store. Why?
You know,
Because
there-
the government said so?
There's a funny thing that
People are
that to
squares.
think about here. So when we were opening, there's a period called the placard period, which is basically you put this big thing on your door that says like, "Hey, we're opening a pot shop. Tell us like what you think about it."
Okay.
And we got 150 submissions from the neighborhood of people basically being like, "Fuck your store. Like you shouldn't open this and that."
Negative shit.
Yeah, and we had to like respond to them all. And then 3-4 months later, we have people coming in being like, "Oh yeah, I kind of feel bad. I wrote a complaint about your store, and
But now I'm
this
here."
guy's fucking buying pot every second day, and you told
yeah.
us to fuck off at first."
They probably figured it was going to bring a bad element into your area, into their area. But at the end of the day, I've been into your place. It's beautiful. Like it's clean. It's nice. Computers. It's not like
It's a legal joint.
Yo, some of these spots look like the Apple store.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
what?
Yeah.
it's
Exactly.
insane.
Like they invest money to get it. Like it's not like you go to the thing, you knock on the door, hey man, throw it down the chute, and I'll give you the money, and I'll send you the money. I don't know, like these guys, it's like
Do
very.
a secret handshake and do an
Yeah,
exchange.
hey, yo, what's up? Give me a dime bag. It doesn't
Right.
work, right?
No, it's crazy now. Some of these people, it seems like overkill a bit though, huh? With the
With
like
the-
Apple Store style.
I don't want to give anybody. I've only been to one other one, and it was like really like just for like I thought it was getting a coffee, but anyways, the bottom line is it was very nice.
Yeah.
But I hear yours is very nice too. I recommend it. Like I like it because you guys are like nice guys. You're young. You're informative. Like question: those guys at the bar always laugh at me. Stigma? What's
Sativa?
That? Sativa? Hey, you
We get all sorts
Okay, I won't swear. If you guys know the questions, ask them because I don't know
I've been
them.
waiting for you to shut up so that I
All
can
right,
ask
I'm not
them.
talking for 5 minutes. Go.
All right, gentlemen. So I would like to know,
Fucking
from your
potheads.
professional opinion, what's the main difference between a hybrid sativa and an indica, and then edibles versus smoking?
Look at Sabrina here, Mrs. Fucking
that
Heavy.
lingo.
Heavy duty. Okay, sorry.
Someone read the website.
So, right?
They used to call me Betty Chronic, bitch. Anyway.
I always thought there's like a slight element of like kind of, I use the term stoner science going on,
Yeah.
like people always kind of categorize sativa and indica as being like indica is your nighttime, like more relaxing type of weed, and sativa is more cerebral, energetic, like if you got homework to do or you want to be creative or whatever. But I don't know if I 100% agree with it, to be honest.
I don't
think
believe
it's, yeah, I don't think that you can really categorize them like that, especially because there's really no such thing as a true indica or sativa. Like everything's been crossed and crossed and crossed again. All these genetics are all hybrids anyway. And the major difference is just what the plants look like. Sativa plants grow tall and their buds are more thinned out, and indicas grow short and really bushy. So like that's what I think the main difference is.
Is there a
just how
price
the plant
difference?
looks. No, not at all.
Not just
No.
curious.
But you don't find that the indica is a little bit more mellow versus the pick me up of the sativa?
He just said that. He
Like,
goes, he
in
doesn't
your own
really-
experience, like
In my own, like I don't find I've ever smoked a weed that's been an upper for me. Like weed to me is
Thank
always
you.
a like
Yes,
I'm
yes.
always chilled out. Whenever I smoke, it relaxes me. So I
me
don't
a
get
large
it when
pizza.
people come and tell me like, "Hey, I smoked weed and then I fucking went for a jog." And
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
like,
Those guys
don't
are
get-
higher than high. Yeah.
I've gotten high and worked out before because I get so distracted. Obviously, I'm not getting in a very high quality workout. But I'll be like, oh shit, I've been doing this for 47 minutes. All right.
But have you found this then with weed that some of it is like I can't function for a fucking week, and some of it is like, hey, I can get down and do some work. Like the variance of high is different.
Yeah, and I think I attribute that more to like the genetic and the strength. Than
And the
like
individual
actual-
person too.
and like what you've eaten that day, like
Yeah,
how
like
much, like whatever.
If
right?
you're not really like that experienced, you're a pro smoker, whatever.
That's a
I know
huge
people, they
factor.
smoke 5 joints a day, they laugh at you.
Yeah.
I smoked a joint at a cottage once. I put the milk in the cupboard, the cereal in the fridge. I go, this stuff is not for fucking me, man. Like, they're laughing at me. Like, this is a true story. I get the milk, put it in the cupboard, the cereal in the fridge. And they're all looking at me. I'm like, it's 8 in the morning, man. You guys smoke these cannons. Like, what do you expect? But this is whatever.
No, that's such a great point. I've never smoked a weed that encouraged me to into motion. It's always the opposite.
It doesn't mean you can't do stuff, but I don't know. I just
comes down
There's
to
this
potency.
there's this great Toronto comic that talks about smoking weed. She's like, it's like, have you ever wanted to try life on it? Like, go to the bank on intermediate. It just makes everything that you're trying to do a little harder. It makes everything a
Right?
little slower.
it's
but
true. You're a little worse at
Yeah.
everything.
So you're not
Yes.
creative when they say that you're creative. Like,
That's
you can
not
be
necessarily true.
Like, I'm going to paint, creative. No, I'm going to line the coach.
I mean, I guess it's hard
That's
to
me.
say.
That's his problem.
Like, some people can smoke weed and do all sorts of stuff. I guess it's
yeah.
like it is like you said. It's about the individual too.
Yeah, they're
right?
professional. I call them pros. They smoke every day. It's like you smoke. They just don't even realize.
Doesn't affect their function at
no,
all.
not at all.
I find if I do edibles, I want to clean the house.
What?
Yeah. Now when I got some
Doing
edibles.
edible cocaine?
Yeah. The house is gonna be clean. For sure.
See, some people like we have a lot of customers that say I don't do many edibles, to be honest, but we have a lot of customers that say I do edibles and I just fall asleep. So
Right, yeah,
it's
some
just-
people have that
Yeah,
They relax. Yeah, they sink in the coach and
That's it.
yeah, an hour
End of
later,
story.
see you later. Yeah.
Kevin, what about you? Are you an edibles guy?
Just makes me sleep. Like you said, my eyes get really heavy and I wake up all groggy the next day. It's
Do you?
Yeah.
Maybe it's the potency. Because I
Maybe.
like those milk chocolate ones you gave me last time. They're perfect.
the 10 milligrams.
Yeah, because they're light. I guess
Those are
maybe.
so light. That's the problem with the legal
I ate 4
edibles.
packs.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I ate all 4 of them by the end of
40
it.
milligrams of gummies or chocolates. Then that's serious.
Yeah,
That's
but
a
I
good
didn't eat them
dose.
every 10 minutes. Like I ate them every 2 hours.
Oh,
Like every time, just to build the high. Is that bad?
No, that's great.
I
That's
got a
the best way to
prescription
do
from a doctor, man.
it. Of course,
Dr. Doc.
Dr. Kev.
Why is it capped at 10 milligrams? Why is that? It seems like you're just getting.
I think it's just because it was
don't like
legalized so early in the game, and there's
Yeah.
so many newcomers trying cannabis. They don't want to
Yeah.
overdose someone with 100 milligrams and give them a terrible experience.
And I think another huge factor is the colorful packaging in children, right? Children see a chocolate bar in a big bright red package.
Imagine, yeah. You have 100 mils, the kid will be,
The first time I did edibles, I was not prepared for what I was in for. I was like, oh, I blaze mad weed all day. It's no big deal. Like, sure, I'll eat all these fucking cookies. Then afterwards, we did the math. I ate 7 grams of weed.
That's crazy.
And what
I was
happened? You were like, you couldn't get a body mass. Yeah.
I did a lot of this, and then a guy that I hated was in the vicinity. Obviously, I was at a hippie festival, and this guy, I was like, I don't want to be around him. It was so bad. And then finally, my friends just looked at me and went, "You're just really fucking high right now." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm not breaking down." So I walked to my tent. It didn't help that after I finished the first cookie, I went on a walk and smoked a joint with people. So I guess I smoked a joint and ate 7. It's a bit of a time, but let this be a warning to the kids that.
This is an adults only program. There's no kids allowed.
Okay, anyway,
There's no 12-year-olds coming to the store.
on behalf of somebody who thought that their skin was melting off from eating weed, I kind of get the whole limiting the milligram thing,
Yeah.
because I actually had a guy once at a restaurant where I was working at passed out, and we were all like, we were all kind of didn't know what to do. And I kind of brought him to because I had first aid. And then we realized that this was just a dude in his early 40s that wanted to
Overdid
go and
it.
have a good time. And he ate a fucking gummy.
Wow.
And a gummy. And he like passed out in the restaurant that I was working at. So it's...
Too much can feel like a hallucinogenic. Like if you overdo it, it can feel like mushrooms or acid. Things will start to
Yes.
wave. You'll
Yeah, your
green
body
out,
starts
so-
to get like that mushy feeling. My buddy couldn't walk.
And that's,
Like,
that's the problem with illegal edibles too, right? Like there's some guy in the basement or some
Yeah.
warehouse, like cutting them up, and then one piece might have nothing, one piece might have triple.
Like
the
in the,
dosage.
in the movie Casino, too many raisins in one muffin, and I want the equal amount of raisins in one muffin. The same. That's what you're saying.
Oh yeah.
Because you can make that tray and have all the weed on one side, and this side has shit, and
That's
the next
it.
thing you know, you're getting destroyed if you eat that
Yeah.
piece.
There's a guy in like a hazmat suit at
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
these legal places throwing shit out. and
Yes,
he's got a
Breaking
clipboard.
Bad. Yeah. So what are the edibles like? Are they more popular now than the? I'm not going to name those weed things because you guys are going to make fun of me.
For the older demographic, it's way more popular.
Really, because they think it's clean, eh?
Yeah, and they don't have to smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that
Less
chocolate tastes
coughing.
delicious.
Right.
Right? You just
That's
eat it
it.
and it tastes good, and you don't feel it. Like you don't feel guilty. So I think people are get like they just like it clean.
Yeah, because when you're smoking, you're doing something in your lungs, no matter what. whether
And
it's
the
weed
smell, whatever, yeah,
everything.
yeah.
It's a whole hassle. So a lot of people,
Just-
their kids
They
go
might
to
wanna
bed,
hide
they
it from
pop
the
a
kids,
chocolate,
yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so.
Okay, Pat wants to say something. We'll allow him one time.
No, I think we should talk too about the other way is like the rise of things like shatter, which is like taking it to the extreme power of like, you got 10
Yeah.
milligrams in an edible, but then you can go 99.9%.
Yeah.
But nothing for
shatter-
nothing, Pat. That's what Kevin was saying. The guy in the hat, because he tried it with me. We were at a friend's house, we'll call it. And the guy had a blowtorch.
God.
And he had a sheet of fucking, I don't know, aluminum. He was blowing up this fucking shit. And it was all this, it looked like tar. And then he hicked them up. And this guy's eyes closed. In 2 seconds, his eyes were closed. And I'm like, hey, man, you okay? He's like, I don't know. Yeah. The other guy's over there going hit after hit after hit after hit and drinking triple shots. And I go, these guys are professional,
Yeah.
bro. Watch it.
They're crazy.
It doesn't
The
even feel like
tolerance is
weed
real.
at that point. It feels like you're taking it to another level almost. You know?
When you got a blowtorch in your hand, I think that's already the other level.
Yeah.
He had a blowtorch.
Oh yeah, they're like so. Before we did this whole thing, I used to work at the place that I don't know if you guys are familiar with it at Young and Bloor called Toronto Hemp Company, the big THC, the big weed store.
Yeah.
And there's the culture of people who do shatter and do those. Shatter is basically a concentrated form of THC. They're the craziest people ever.
Oh my gosh, the
there's
guy
like
we dug-
$20,000 glass pieces they smoke from.
$20,000.
$30,000. These guys have collections of glass that are like $300,000. They sell their shatter, make all this money, and buy this crazy glass art. It's a weird
weird
culture.
community,
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The first time I saw someone do shatter, it was a similar experience, and it was like it wasn't legal at the time, but the torch, and then their head just like fell back, and it looked like they were shot, like somebody shot them, and their eyes rolled to the back of their head, and they were there. And then when they came to, they said, "Yeah, that was awesome." And I was like, "What? What just happened?"
No, this guy that was with Pat's eyes closed. The other guy just kept hitting it. The other guy was fucking
One after another.
crazy.
Can you get shatter at the dispensary?
You sure
You
can.
can. Okay.
Oh, you can. Do you need a blowtorch?
Yeah.
Really? Do you really?
You can walk away with the whole 9 yards, a full kit, and start dabbing in your car if you want.
Wow. Okay. I don't
kinda
know
add
if you're
Hi-Class
fucking
Cannabis.
with me or not.
But listeners don't
we
dab
do.
in
We
your
have it all.
car.
The whole, we sell
support
blowtorches.
that.
You sell blowtorches.
We sure do for dabbing.
Fucking guys, man. You guys better go to High Class. Get a special on a torch and a shatter.
Yeah.
And ruin your fucking, get higher than high for the
Do
weekend.
you ever make creme brulee with your weed torches?
We should.
Not yet.
But you could put shatter on top of your creme brulee.
No, but I just.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Right? There we go. Wow. Sold. New.
Here we
Love
go.
that.
You know what? Let's take a little break, and we're going to come back with Kevin and Robbie from
Like he's
Hi-Class
already high.
Cannabis.
He's already high.
Oh, by the way, they're located at 527 Eglinton Avenue West. I guess that's just Bathurst and Eglinton,
Yeah, about
around there.
Just give or take.
one block
Forty.
east.
Hi-Class Cannabis. We'll be back. All the info, we'll give it to you at the end of the show. Give us a couple of minutes, folks. Time for a beer break.
It is getting colder outside, but it is getting hot in the Blowhard studio. We love watching our numbers increase. We love hearing from you. We love all of it. So please like, subscribe, tell your friends. Listen with them. Have a chat. And if you have any questions, shoot them to us. We want to hear them. DM us on Instagram, message us on Facebook, or you can just go to the website, Blowhard Talk Hard, and message us there, or email us, blowhardtalkhard@gmail.com. Anyway, we love you. Sabrina out.
Welcome back, listeners. We're still here. Kevin's here. Robbie's here from Hi-Class Cannabis. Number one in Toronto. Good stuff. And obviously Reimer and Sabrina, of course. Sabrina, I never realized you love the stuff so much. See, I'm the most uneducated person at this table.
What do you mean?
Like, you know, like I don't know anything, but
I
you're
know
the
shit, bitch. I'm sorry.
you know all kinds of. You called me a bitch. Imagine that. See, I'm not fucking eating any of these cookie shit.
I'm sorry, I'm high.
No, it's okay. You can call me anything you like. No, I just feel like I'm never the most like uneducated person out of every time we do an interview because I usually know my stuff. I don't even know. I forgot what it's called. Sativa?
Yeah, there you
Nailed
go.
it.
Hey, sativa. That's the good one or the bad one? The mellow? The mellow? No, the mellow or the energy?
Daytime.
Yeah.
Daytime.
Yeah.
Indica in the couch.
Indica couch.
Indica couch.
Indica, you make love to the couch. Sativa, you hit the streets.
Yeah, I guess.
No, I have to
new
say,
one.
like with indica, you're in for tonight. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you're
Yeah,
in.
make love
You're
to the
in.
couch.
I like that.
Never
I like
heard that one. I like that one.
Let's repeat that again because I think I might have overspoke.
For indica, you're into house for the night.
Got it.
I might have made that up myself.
Just coined
You should
it.
make a slogan.
So what are each of your favorite buds? Like, do you have a strain of weed that is your favorite? Or do you flip-flop?
I have a big time favorite right now.
What
I
is
think we're
it?
both on the same page right now. It's called Mac 1.
Miracle alien cookies.
I'm so stunned. What is that again? Is that an edible or something to smoke?
It's a genetic of weed.
A strain, a type of weed.
Oh, and what did you call it? Repeat, please.
Mac 1.
Who named it?
It's originally bred by a guy, a really, really famous geneticist in California named Capulator.
Okay.
And he's like, he creates a lot of different strains, but his most famous strain is called Mac 1. And so I guess some of these guys who own the licensed producers, they got in connection with him and were able to get these rare seeds that he usually doesn't share with people or anything like that. And yeah.
And you guys scored them?
Well, we did because they did. Like, they sold it to everyone, right? It was
Nice.
just available on the market.
So
And you
Mac,
called them Miracle what?
Alien cookies.
That's the name of the strain?
Yeah.
That's what MAC stands for.
Oh,
Yeah.
Miracle
cookies.
alien cookies.
That sounds awesome just
really
by the
nice.
sound of it.
yeah, that's why I said it's an edible, but I guess not.
And you have these miracle alien cookies in stock.
We have a few left.
Couple left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright,
guys,
put-
don't hog your own supply, man. Just fucking give it to the people, man.
I have
Yeah, put a
huge
cookie
jar
to
of
the
it.
side. Put one to the side.
So what is the difference between that and all the other ones that this is your favorite at the moment? Like, does it give you...
I just find it has a really, really euphoric effect. Like,
Wow.
it makes me really happy and like.
You seem like a happy guy.
Yeah,
Aren't you?
and imagine when I smoke that, I'm even happier.
I figured maybe you already smoked it. That's why you're so happy.
Is this a sativa or an indica?
It's a hybrid.
Ah, there you go.
It's a cross between Girl Scout cookies, which is a really, really popular genetic right now,
Jesus.
and then two less popular genetics called Colombian and Starfighter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, crazy question. How
I'm
many strains do we
speechless.
got at the place, at your location?
Over 50, for
Easily,
sure.
yeah.
So all these crazy 50 different names.
Yeah.
And you have a menu on your website?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Go check it
I'm gonna have to glance at it.
Sponsored by Buddy. You know.
Now, are they all available by the gram, or are there any that you have to buy like a bigger amount for?
Good question. Can you buy a joint?
We do have pre-rolls, but one of the biggest issues I think with the whole government situation right now is that I say like maybe 70% of the products are only offered in 3.5 gram format.
Right.
3.5 gram, not even full gram.
Well, you're getting
No, so 3.5 grams.
yeah, it's
Oh, like a
Neat.
quarter.
a half quarter it's called. Yeah, so you can't get a lot of people just want to try stuff before they buy more, but we're stuck saying, okay, the smallest you can get is a 3.5 and
Interesting.
So let's say I want to get a pound. Am I allowed to just go, listen, give me a pound?
What's the max you can buy?
30 grams.
Which is an ounce or a little bit
Over an
more.
ounce,
Yeah.
2 grams more, whatever. And the least you could buy is point whatever.
0.3, I guess, right?
yeah, I guess the smallest would be a 0.3.
How many joints you get out of that?
0.3. One.
Depends how big your
One.
joint is.
Oh, it depends
you
on
can
how big
only-
your joint is, really, yeah.
You can only buy something in that format, like in something that small, as a pre-roll.
Got it.
The smallest, like just dried flower, like just if you want weed, is 1 gram.
And all these other stores, we'll call them, do they all have the same prices as you guys do? Do you guys all follow like does Walmart sell like a better deal than another store, or are you guys all like follow a rule what the government sets, or do you do whatever you want? Is that a wrong question to ask?
Great
That's
question.
a great
Great
question.
question.
And,
Oh, is it a good question? Because
yeah.
thank you.
You got Kevin to pipe up.
Hey, finally, I said something positive.
Double ding. Oh yeah.
Okay, so that's a good question. That's what's the answer? Kevin's talking. We need a little bit of a slower tone.
Everybody, go hit your bong, come back.
Right?
Kevin will start talking.
Kevin is talking. Don't worry, it's coming.
We all technically buy
Just
from
kidding,
the same
buddy.
producer. I'd say a big niche or a big flaw with some of the shops out there is they're corporate driven. So a lot of big monies in this. You know, you have Walmart, you have Second Cup, you have a lot of big names with little cannabis experience, just injecting, millions of dollars into shops with very little experience.
Oh, why are they doing this? Just to be part of the new trend?
'Cause
The
they
new,
see
they
money
want
to
to
get
own
made.
everything?
Well, cannabis has been legal for 2 years, so there's tons of opportunity, right?
So they have all the money and they control the money, is what you're saying. Control the price.
No. They just see an opportunity. But back to the price. When we're all buying from the same supplier.
Yes.
They have a little bit more overhead. They might have a little bit more staff. They paying a general manager from British Columbia to overlook, 6 or 7 of their stores. So they have to charge a little bit extra on all their prices.
Okay.
When you shop from a little, mom and pop shop, you're saving a few shekels here and there. You're saving a few beans. Things are a little bit cheaper. You get a little bit more of like a personal experience.
Agreed.
So that's sort of the big difference with the pricing in the market.
And
at
that's
this
you
point.
guys, high class.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. Because you know what? When the two guys are running it, working it, being there, answering your questions, is perfect customer service instead of looking at some guy who, like you said, just some big fancy bullshit.
Exactly.
And you're overpaying too. I'd rather go to a place where it's like you're actually looked at and respected when you walk in the door.
Yeah, you're getting some service.
And getting customer service, and like you guys do know your shit. So, which
And
are
not
very
to
good.
sound stupid, but Walmart has many streams of income that, like, they don't need the weed. Like,
That's why
this is what
that's
your
why I didn't
business is.
originally understand what he meant. Like,
It's
why would
just
they
corporate
care?
greed.
But it's
Money
they
to be
want to.
made.
They just want to keep feeding their umbrella, making it bigger and bigger.
Yeah. Now
It's like the farmers market for weed. Shop local.
So yeah, I think
Exactly.
just in general, whether like
How do I know this though? Sorry to interrupt you,
No, go
Robbie.
ahead.
How do I know which store is not that part of that umbrella and who's mom and pop, as you guys, not mom and pop, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As
Little
two
grassroots.
guys running an operation. Like, how would I know who does and who doesn't? If I wanted to support a store, just one store I wanted to go to, how would I make my choice?
So I think the best way is really just to ask, because not everyone's going to be familiar with these new chains. Like not everyone will realize that Hemisphere is owned by Second Cup just by seeing the name, right? So you kind of just have to ask right now. I'm sure it will become more like as the public becomes more
Knowledge will be
informed.
keep
Yeah.
coming as we keep getting bigger.
So yeah, like that being said, like obviously, not everyone lives near Forest Hills. So I think wherever you live, ask like the stores that are in the neighborhood, and if you can, it's like support local, especially right now during COVID, right? Like a lot of local businesses are obviously shutting down
For sure.
everywhere, and like, it's just. I think if you can support a local business and you smoke pot anyway, like you can save a couple bucks.
Why wouldn't
not?
you? Why
Yeah.
wouldn't you not go to the place that's near your home and it's good? Like, at least if I went there and it was like shady, okay, that's a reason. But if
Right.
the place is perfect, like for your standards, no reason not to.
Yeah, multinational is going to do okay. And they don't care about the companies. They don't care about the people. At the end of the day, they just care about making a buck.
Do you
which is
find
nice.
Do you find that people come from far to see you guys, to visit your location, or is it just the local people?
So I would say it's about 90% local, but we have some some regulars from Brampton and Markham, and I think that's probably the furthest. Caledon.
Is it maybe because they don't know about it? So the guys from Mississauga aren't coming out because you guys like spread the word? Like what is it like a?
I don't even think our advertising is very, very limited by the government too, so we can't.
They
really
control that. Kevin was telling me they
Yeah.
control you.
Yeah.
I
You
would
can't-
really like to hear about the restrictions they put on your advertising.
As
how do you
Kevin,
work?
how do they do that? Like they just say no. You can't put an ad in the Toronto Sun and say
You can't incentivize a purchase. That's a big
Oh.
one. And you can't advertise anywhere that's not age gated. So when Julian came up to me and was like, do you want to come on the Blow Hard Talk Hard podcast? I was like, that's great. It's 18 plus to get on the
Adults only,
website. You got
please,
to hit
yes.
19 or 19 plus. And it just worked out. So it's tough right now with Corona. All the
For sure.
concerts are closed and all the venues and stuff. So
So what avenues would there be like for just minus, forget the podcast. Is there anything else that are they doing it on purpose to hold you back so they can?
It's kind of a coincidence because of the times too, because there would be a lot more opportunity if
there was no COVID.
Yeah, because music festivals would be amazing.
You can go out there,
right?
yes.
But right now we're kind of limited to.
You can't hit the streets. I got you.
We can't even. They make us cover up our window.
What?
Well,
I noticed
you're
that.
not allowed to look into the store.
Oh.
Okay.
May I ask why?
It's like that's their way of age gating it, I guess.
But I walk by
But they're all like
liquor
that, right?
store. I walk by the liquor store and there's booze on display. So
What the hell is that? I know. It's ridiculous.
It's susceptible to change. It's been legal for 2 years, right? So they're still figuring things out and following like Calgary and Alberta and Vancouver's footsteps. So.
What times do you guys open and close? Is there a certain time you have to close?
Yeah, so you can't open before 9 and you can't close after 11.
Okay, that's not bad.
No, it's a good.
It's like LCBO.
No complaints about that.
Yeah, that's all right.
So
That's
how are things different here in Ontario than the rest of the country, and like what's the advantages and disadvantages of?
Well, BC has a major difference right
Because
now.
they have
Because BC.
In that they're allowing illegal dispensaries to be open,
Yeah.
which is wild. So there's like
Wow.
tons of illegal pot shops competing with licensed pot shops. Alberta is extremely saturated because their licensing process went way faster than ours. So you're talking, I'm pretty sure they said like there's like I don't want to quote a wrong number, but I think there's like 1,000 stores in Calgary or something like that, which is insane. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it's a lot. I know
That
it's a
sounds
lot.
like a lot. But
Yeah,
wow.
I know it's like way overdone, and even somebody who just visited there was telling me there's basically one in every
Second Street.
every strip mall, like every corner.
Yeah.
They have a lot of liquor stores in Alberta as well.
So
They're all private.
like
Oh, really?
Oh.
I didn't know that.
They have
Yeah.
private liquor stores?
Yeah, they privatized back in the 90s, and also liquor stores were booming everywhere. And so they have different hours. You can go to a liquor store and bring a milk jug and fill it up
No
with
way.
draft beer.
what?
Yeah, man.
What?
The best.
It is
That's
the best.
incredible.
That's way
Until 2
cooler.
a.m.
Aw,
You can bring a
man.
milk jug into
Until
a...
2 a.m.
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
draft.
They have draft.
And then how do they just by weight? They charge
it's
you?
$2.
$39.
They're like, yeah, you filled your gallon.
You're going to like what, like a corner store and doing this?
You're going, your local
Beer
liquor
store. They're cold beer stores, but they're
Fucking awesome.
That's like how you could get water out of the thing at the grocery store, only it's beer. What a liberty.
Well, in Montreal they have it. Loblaw sells beer now,
Yeah, they're starting
Yeah.
but
the wine rack and stuff.
Yeah.
Slowly we're maturing as a nation. But back to the bud. Alberta's saturated. What's the rest of the country like compared to us?
There's not. I think Nova Scotia has it legal. I think there's still a lot of places that it's not fully legal yet. Like Saskatchewan
It's
isn't
legal. They just legalized.
They just
it there,
legalized. Yeah.
Just legalized.
Yeah.
My
and,
friend lives in a town with like 15,000, and he says the cannabis store there is the nicest shop in the whole town. Like by far,
Probably the nicest place in all of Saskatchewan.
right?
Yeah.
And then Quebec did it LCBO style. They have that SDQC or I can't remember the acronym. But basically, they're all the same store. They're all government run in Quebec. And
also you guys couldn't buy it. You guys couldn't
No.
be there.
no,
If you were
no
there,
one
you
can
could-
open a store there. Yeah,
Oh, just they can.
LCBO style. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Right.
and they're really really nice.
Yeah, all the money, they probably have all kinds of money just to throw. How many guys like you are there compared to like the corporate world people, like shops? You think it's 50-50?
That's a good question.
I don't think so.
You think you guys are winning or they're winning?
I think they're winning probably.
Yeah, I think
In the long run, they probably will,
I
but
think maybe
when you inject
60-40
so much
though.
money.
It's close. It's close. It's 60-40. I want to say 60%
Their favor?
corporate, 40% mom and pop.
yeah. Okay, listeners, make sure you guys support the area, man. Yeah, that's not fair. Just for people to be giving money to people who are already fully loaded, fuck them. It's true, man. Seriously.
I agree.
How many corner stores have closed because Walmart opened up and you know?
That's right.
Yeah.
True.
You're going to go to the Chinese ladies at the store from 9 in the morning till 12 at night, and she can't even afford to pay a person because her profit margin is be zero left.
You know what? And now these box stores are more expensive in comparison to what the local mom and pop shops would have been now.
Because they already suckered you guys in. Yeah, they closed everybody down. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, we go to the mom and pop shop. They give you better customer service, a little bit cheaper. You become friends, and you have a better relationship to get high. And then once in a while, you'll smoke, right? Of course. You're just, Mac 1 here, man.
Yeah, a little bit of that one. Yeah.
Do we import weed from other countries, or is it all here? It's all Canadian grown.
America.
I thought
you get-
California strain.
But everything's California genetic, but it's all grown in Canada.
Oh, gotcha.
Everything's grown in Canada.
So the seeds could come from California, but it gets grown here.
Right, and there's even can be like producers that are American-based companies, but they're growing out of a facility in Canada.
Oh, okay.
Where are these facilities located? Do you have any clue? Like, are they farm up north?
There's like, we were gonna go do a tour in one in
Gage Road.
Hamilton.
Yeah.
Where, sorry?
Just off of Gage Road in Hamilton, the
Oh, okay.
Gage facility. I wonder.
Big, I'm assuming?
All of these facilities are like 20, 30, 40,000 square feet.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Oh, you guys never toured one yet?
Not yet.
We're
'cause of
waiting.
COVID.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry.
You should get a field
forget
trip.
it.
And the mom and
We're
pop
so
shops
excited.
get like pushed to the end of the list anytime there's like swag to be given out or incentives that these companies are running, because you want to support, like in their eyes, you'd want to support the bigger chains, right? That's where all the
Yeah.
money is. So it's
Yeah,
a little
you wanna feed the
frustrating.
sharks, not the fish.
Exactly. It's
It makes sense. You can't fault them for it. I mean, they're trying to survive too. I heard it's apparently very difficult to survive in the producer world right now too.
Right? Why is that? What are the struggles?
I heard quality assurance is a big thing. Some of these places are apparently throwing out hundreds of pounds of weed that just like aren't passing tests. You have to get grow rooms licensed individually, and there's just a whole lot of crap.
Is it anything to do with this? Because I feel a lot of these companies that are growing weed, they're not potheads at all. They're just like corporate guys from like a university that going, let's start a business.
Exactly.
Like they don't know anything about weed.
Science
Yeah.
All the
guys?
time.
Is that
all
true?
the time? Yeah, very few people come from in the industry, for sure.
Yeah. From in the industry.
You go to school to become a marijuana guy?
No, I just had
there like a
I
program?
worked at I just worked in
Just
a lot of
smoke
You
marijuana.
just
Just
educated
smoke
like
marijuana
by
in
being
school.
in it, but like to become like to farm it, I guess, whatever the fuck
I'm sure like horticulture, being a botanist
you,
might
thank you.
help in that
Yeah.
degree, but nothing helps like experience.
My
right?
dad will teach you how to plant tomatoes if you want. Like, he'll tell you how to put the sticks up and tie it.
I got a buddy who grew great weed in the back room, man. It was awesome. I'm
but
still holding. Yeah.
That's another subject.
Yeah, all the best growers on the legal market, admittedly,
I get
have
it.
grown before.
They
it
already
was
knew what
legal.
they had experience
yeah.
in the past. Yes.
They weren't tomato farmers or whatever.
Yes. Yeah. Good old
Tomatoes,
tomatoes.
Mom. They're just not making tomatoes.
So what is the deal with celebrity weed strains? Do you guys know about Whoopi Goldberg's weed strain?
I don't. That sounds
Supposedly
interesting.
really
She specifically like worked with somebody to design it, so it is made for women's menstrual cramps.
Wow.
Wow.
It is like
way.
specifically developed
So
for
Whoopi
that
Goldberg has a
purpose.
period? Okay, sorry, continue.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, I just...
But then,
Whoopie your
like,
ass.
but then, like, I know, like, Snoop Dogg
Nobody wants
was
to
working with a company and like has has a couple of strains as well, right? So, like, how do you find that like people get drawn towards those things? Or do you sell them? Does any of it get grown here? What's that deal?
So, that's another like kind of weird subject because there are celebrity-owned companies, but we are not allowed to tell customers that.
Oh.
That's part of the advertising restrictions.
That's inducement.
Seth Rogen has a company. Snoop Dogg does have a company, and both of their companies are available on the Canadian legal market. But we cannot tell a customer.
Well,
So what's the purpose of that then? I don't get why. Then why would he get involved
it
if his
goes back
name
to
is
what
not
he was
being?
saying with
Because there's
advertising.
money to be made, right?
Okay, he's just making money selling. He doesn't give a shit if his name's associated.
Dan Blazarian, Snoop Dogg,
yeah,
Seth
him too.
Rogen, like all these people are.
I just-
I believe it. Yes.
Martha Stewart.
yeah.
She's a marijuana girl,
Mike
lady.
Tyson has a company
yeah?
in the States.
Yeah.
There's a few, but like
Fuck,
that
this thing's
being
huge,
said,
eh,
like,
guys? Wow.
I don't know. I think
You think it's
each of
overdone?
people have different incentives. Like I don't think Snoop Dogg or Seth Rogen are necessarily trying to take advantage of people.
But those are
like,
good marketing tactics. Like in
Yeah.
the store, if it does come out, like if our customers are like, "Oh, is that
100%.
Snoop Dogg's company?"
But like,
and we say,
like Wayne Gretzky sells wine. Like there's so many celebrities, like
The tequila,
Casamigos,
George
like-
Clooney, they're
Yeah,
allowed to
yeah.
talk. Yeah.
So it completely lends itself to being.
It's going to open up. It'll
Yeah,
open up.
it's
It's just a
100%
matter of time before in a year from now, you'll say, what's her name? Whoopi?
Yeah.
Whoopi's marijuana menstrual shit is going to be for sale at Hi-Class.
Someone could just Google this and find out.
Of course.
Yeah.
She needs to sell weed whoopie pies. That's what it needs to be.
Whoopie
That's what I want.
pies.
Hey, let's say I go into a dispensary. I go, oh man, I want some weed that'll be like, I got some aches and pains. Can you prescribe something like that?
He already said he can't do that.
No, maybe that was off. Maybe
that was off record.
That was off record.
So yeah, someone else is high here.
Oops,
Just
I'm high.
reincorporating because we discussed this before.
That's a good question. No, I'm assuming you guys. There's got to be rules for that kind of shit.
Yeah. So when people basically it's very important that we inform anyone who's asking about something that could possibly be considered a medical issue, that we tell them we are not medical professionals, we can't give that kind of advice. And
give me an example.
If someone comes in and they're like, I don't know, my elbow's hurting me.
Okay.
Can you prescribe me something? Not prescribe me. Can you tell me what might help me with pain?
Okay.
We can absolutely not say like, this
So
strain
what do you
is
say
really
then?
for pain.
Greasing the wheels.
Like,
You have-
I don't want to be. Okay, I'm not going to put you on the spot. What do you say?
No, we kind of got a lesson from some people in the ways around it, and we use like euphemisms, like what
There's
Kevin
words
said.
to use that you're not
We say,
outing yourself. Yes.
Yeah, this is good for greasing the wheels. That's the
Yes,
one. That's
yeah.
a good one. Like something like that, for example. You
Understood.
just,
Yeah.
It's like 10 years ago, there were no bongs, just water pipes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly like that.
Exactly. This is just for tobacco purposes.
Exactly.
The head shop.
You just like small workarounds, and you're technically being compliant, and that's the important thing to us, is that we're fully compliant.
Do they come around and push you guys for these we'll call them marijuana police? Do they come around and make sure?
Oh yeah, they send in secret shoppers. They try to get you to slip up.
They do, eh?
Maybe not check an ID or whatnot, like anything, right?
They did that with head shops before the shit was legal.
They do
Yeah.
with bars too.
And of course,
Yeah.
yes.
But if you're underage,
The same
Exactly.
commission overlooks horseback riding, cannabis, alcohol.
Really?
They overlook the AGCO.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's say I go in and I say, listen, I want something that's gonna fuck me up. Can you prescribe that?
Shatter.
Yeah, that's allowed.
that's a
I wanna
vague
be
question.
careful.
Yeah, I want to be fucked up. Yeah, you're not
It will give you
safe.
something that's high
not a
percent
doctor, yeah.
THC. Yeah.
He's
Rob, I want to make the best grilled cheese in my life. What do you suggest?
Sure, no problem. I don't. That would be a hard one to
The Mac one.
answer. Yeah, the Mac.
Yeah.
I find that if you like you guys, why is it just me? Like you get so hungry after you keep smoking. Like is it like
The
why-
munchies, baby.
Oh, baby, we
You
can talk
can
about
become like-
terpenes now.
What's that?
Talk terpenes.
So a lot of people just know about like THC and CBD, like the main two things in
Yes.
weed, but like the legal market is trying to really, and I understand why, but they're really trying to incorporate this idea of terpenes, which are basically like things that occur in all sorts of different products. Like terpenes aren't just in cannabis, but they are responsible for like, well, so they say, responsible for maybe a lot of the effects and the tastes and the aroma of different strains. So for example, there's one called pinene, which is like naturally found in pine cones and stuff like that, right? And that gives like a kind of a spicy taste or a peppery kind of taste to the cannabis. And so humulene, they
That's what
say,
you want,
is a specific terpene that you can find in weed that's an appetite suppressant as opposed to
Oh,
giving you
really?
the munchies. Yeah. So there's all sorts of different terpenes. Limonene, which you can find in like citrus products, which has like a citrusy taste, as you can imagine, and that's found in a lot of different types of weed. There's a bunch of them.
Wow. Okay, so the rumor of just eating, like smoking and eating, there's other things you could smoke that won't make you eat.
So they say. I'm still on the fence about that whole thing too. I'm a
Okay.
skeptic. I
Me
want to
too,
see
me
what
too.
happens.
I like
with
to see
time.
that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's terpenes also in like your bourbon and wine. 'Cause it comes from
Absolutely.
wood.
All flowers.
Absolutely.
It's the properties responsible for the smell and the taste and the color and all that stuff. So
Oh, right. I didn't know that.
yeah.
Fuck, this is turning out to be a real educational episode. I thought we were just gonna talk joints, like hey man. Oh fuck. Okay, let's take a little break. We'll be right back, everybody.
Hey, listeners. Thank you for listening to us. This is Reimer and...
Sabrina.
And if you like what you hear, please let us know by liking and subscribing to the podcast.
Reach out to us at blowhardtalkhard@gmail.com or through Instagram and Twitter because you know we love hearing what you think and interacting with you. So, that's it for now.
Thank you. And until then, Reimer and
Sabrina.
we're out.
Welcome back, listeners. The boys are still here. Everybody's still not high. I'm surprised.
Yeah, because we have a no smoking policy
That's
built
the
in our
fucking
studio.
problem. You know what? Otherwise, Kevin would be smoking right away. Right?
This is Russian roulette. One person on this podcast is high. I want the listeners to figure out who it is.
In the old days, you could smoke on the subway. Now we can't smoke anywhere. So otherwise, this room would have been, this studio would have been like a cloud of smoke right now, right?
Do you remember they used to smoke on TV, like on the news? The news anchors would smoke.
Yeah, and today's weather, where this guy got killed or this weather, and smoking a big stiff like this.
Yeah, just like tapping
Tonight's
it out.
story really stresses me out. I mean, so I go to Marlboro cigarettes.
California.
So-
hit us with that thing you were saying earlier because you're more informative than
So
I am.
CBD has gotten huge in the last couple of years, and I'm still not super clear on the major difference between THC and CBD. Can you enlighten us a little bit?
Is that oil?
Can be.
Yeah, you can get it in many forms. You can get weed that's just CBD. The major difference is that THC is what gets you high. THC has the psychoactive effects. CBD is what they associate with more of the medical effects, like anti-inflammation, basically anything medical that people talk about being associated with cannabis is about CBD. And THC is just there to get you
So
high.
you don't get high if you just take CBD?
Nope. You get maybe relaxed
The
a bit.
CBD counteracts the psychological effects from the THC, so it ends up being like a really mild, almost like body buzz. People describe it as like your body's heavy almost, or it tingles.
That sounds good.
I guess.
CBD was part of the big movement towards legalization because people were taking that for like cancer and other
flavor,
ailments, right?
Yeah.
Pain
Doctors
relief, right?
prescribe CBD now.
They do?
They do.
Well, no, they don't.
What about that?
They
You
just-
heard it here first, folks. We don't
Maybe
know.
I'm getting confused.
Robbie knew everything up to this point.
You can like buy CBD
There's a
recreationally.
neurologist near us who prescribes CBD.
I
know
have
for
no clue, my friend.
Near our store, there's a guy.
I believe
Yeah.
you.
Now, what about taking
Dr.
CBD
Evan.
with THC, right? Is that generally not said to be better than just taking CBD alone?
So it depends what you're looking for. When you take them together,
a
like
good
Kevin
buzz.
said, the CBD it kind of curbs the psychoactive effects of the THC. So you don't get as high, but you get more of like a full body rounded effect, kind of, if that makes any sense. Like it's not just in your head.
Yeah, so if you had some sort of little pain or something, supposedly it'll relax it.
Yeah, it's
And
supposed
if you want
to
the
help.
THC, you get high too.
That's right.
That's the stuff I tried that one time. You gave me a bottle.
How did you like it?
It was excellent.
Nice.
I take it before bedtime.
That's the best time to take it.
I
Yeah,
took
for
it,
sure.
I don't know, whatever time it was. It was one of those days, okay, day off.
Yeah.
Did you take a dropper or did you just take the whole bottle?
What do you mean, man? I never did this stuff before. He gave me one of those needles, syringe things.
Yeah.
He told me to start off slow.
Okay.
Like a point, whatever, 5.
Yeah, it's
And at the end, I was juicing it like that.
Juicing it.
I was serving it, you know, just
Don't scare the listeners. You were
not
like
scared. It was nice. I enjoyed it. I
putting it
didn't,
under your tongue. You weren't like jamming it into your arm.
no. Actually, I was putting it on my pasta. I was trying to eat like a scoop. I put it on a cookie. I put it on different things.
Yeah.
Just to get the taste away, right? But otherwise, yeah, it was good. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, the taste is a bit weird. But
That's why I put it on the
good.
pasta.
yeah, exactly.
Can I get just THC, liquid THC?
Well, sorry, say again.
Does it taste like tea?
No, what can I do? I mean, instead of just getting CBD oil, can I get just THC oil?
Absolutely. And the good thing about that is you can put it in your food or whatever, and it doesn't have the same kind of cap as the edibles do, because the edibles are very regulated, right?
Right.
So if you're not looking to smoke and you want to get super high,
Keep using the syringe and injecting.
that's
Yeah.
right. Well,
Injecting your
talking
food.
about it like
Injecting your
heroin.
food. No needle.
So
Those
is that-
plastic things, whatever they're called.
Like you baste your turkey with.
Yes,
Yeah.
a baser. You can base your food with THC.
So the chefs that make cannabis-infused food are using THC oil. That's how they're getting it into the food, we're guessing?
or butter. A lot of them use
butter.
butter because you can just make cannabis butter and then supply that or substitute that. Sorry for the butter in your recipe.
Because THC is fat-soluble, right?
That's exactly right.
There it is.
Hey,
Nice.
she's really
And,
knowledgeable.
Yeah.
and oranges put through fat, so if you ever get too high, you can drink orange juice.
Whoa. Do you need a job?
I was just going to say you should hire as a part-timer or something.
I do.
Actually, I gave you a job.
Oh my god! All of a jobs. I
All
went
of a
from
sudden
no
you got
jobs.
offers. Well, you are educated, so good for you.
Oh, thanks. I like that sense. You are educated. Good for you.
Well, fuck. Anyway. You know what, guys? It's
has been fun.
It's been a good conversation, very informative.
I got a job.
You got a potential new job.
Right.
High-Class Cannabis, 527 Eglinton Avenue West. The boys are very cool. Support your local shop. Do you guys have anything to add? Anything? Come by the store, say hello. You know.
Yeah, and even if it's not us, support whatever store is your local store.
That's your motto,
Yeah.
eh? I believe that too. I
Yeah.
recommend. Go by them, and wherever you live, support your local marijuana shop. Their website is thehiclass.ca.
Spelled H-I, not H-I-G-H.
Nice.
Hey.
Nailed it.
Fucking Sabrina.
on it.
Again. She got me again. Anyways,
So come by and say hi.
we're out,
Hey.
but we'll have the banner and everything up on our website. If you guys want to click on it, it'll take you to all their pages, etc., etc. Other than that, everybody, thank you again for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you,
Thanks
guys.
a lot, man. We
Yeah.
appreciate all of you.
All right, guys.
Thanks.
Julian
Sabrina.
Reimer.
and the crew, the guest,
High-Class Cannabis.
Rob.
we are
Okay.
out. We are out, people. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah.